Hello, hello. Thank you for taking time to be here tonight. This webinar is hopefully going to be very inspiring to you. I am Kelly Jo. Otherwise, I go by KJ, and I have a very special guest with me this evening. Her name is Joni Brewer, and she is here to share her story. I like to say from disbelief to belief, one from being low to hitting the highest peak. So you're here for a reason. Someone has introduced you to the idea that there might be a better alternative for you, whether that be better health, more time freedom, or even a little bit more money in your life. So why would you want to listen to me? I have been around the block myself in success as a 10-year master fitness trainer in New York City. I was making a great income. I had a very elite clientele. I've been published in many national magazines, Rachel Ray's blog. I've been doing a lot for myself when it comes to business. And when my daughter was born a couple years ago, it changed my world. And what I realized that I didn't have was time. I had great health, I had great money. I didn't have the time to be home with her and to watch every new moment that happens in her world. Every first word, first step, first bite, I wanted to be there. So I started to investigate my options. And that's why you're here tonight. You might be looking for options. So I remember telling my husband after my 3 months of maternity leave, give me 3 more. I'm going to do this. And within those 3 months, I did have the flexibility and option to fire, I hate that word, tell my clients goodbye. And although there were a lot of tears, it was an amazing option for me to then work full-time from home, get to be with my daughter, and still provide for my family. As a woman who was already successful and providing, that was something that was important to me. So I'm going to be sharing some slides. I ask you to please take a moment and turn off your phone. Go ahead, and you can hear my daughter right now. She's not sleeping yet tonight. You can hear her trying to get in here. Turn off your phone and turn off Facebook for a moment and be here with us. We do respect that you showed up. I'm going to try to be respectful to your time, and we ask you to be respectful of ours. The information we share, you can see in the short disclaimer, nothing's evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. When you see before and after pictures of people who've had transformations, all results will vary based on levels of commitment. Earning levels, when talking about income, they are also variable. So there you go. We disclaimed that. I want you right now to take a deep breath with me. Take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Now, if anyone's out there who didn't do that, I'm going to give you one more chance. We're going to take a deep breath in and let it go. I really want you present. And presently, I ask, where are you right now? And how connected to your dreams are you? When's the last time you've been asked what you dream of? Maybe you were little. Maybe that was when you wanted to be a firefighter or a ballerina. When have you been able to connect with those dreams because you thought it was a possibility? So I want us to, right now, take away all barriers, take away all restrictions of both time and money, where you didn't have to show up for any responsibility. You didn't have to set that alarm. What would you be doing with your days? What would get you out of bed if time and money were of no concern? Where would you be going? Who would you take with you? What would you want to do? Would you reconnect to that old dream you had when you were younger? I mean, maybe it is a firefighter, but whatever that dream was before the idea of health insurance policies and 401k got involved in what it is we need to be doing, before any sort of college debt started trampling on your joy and your spirit. Well, that's what we're going to do tonight, is talk about dreaming again. To fully have freedom. This is what I found. And you just heard my story and you heard where I was lacking in that balance. To truly own your life, three things are needed. That would be time. You have to have time in order to enjoy life. You have to have money, because without it, you can't do much. Hate to say so. And then you have to have health. Now, I believe health might be trumps both others, because with all the money in the world and all the time freedom, if you're unhealthy, you don't have the availability to enjoy it. And then therefore your life will be shortened. So all three of these things I find to be very crucial in actually taking ownership of your life. So in your life currently, are you living your ideal life? Do you have all three of those things? Do you have one of them and not two of the others? Do you have two and not one? I myself, I was personally lacking in time. I was healthy. I was making lots of money. I didn't have the time I wanted to be able to spend with those I love. So where are you currently? Is your life ideal? Do you ping out of bed excited for what's happening? Do you ping out of bed energized? So we all have the same amount of time in a day. It's actually 86,400 seconds. So how much of that time are you spending doing what you want to do? Or are you busy doing something for someone else? I say building somebody else's dream. And that's, it's not your fault if that's the case. And if you're enjoying it, awesome. I really congratulate people who have found exactly what they want to do and they love every minute of it. That is really a blessing to have. Well, in a Gallup poll, this is actually a poll from 2013, so it might even be higher now. 70% of people surveyed in a recent poll hated their job or were completely disengaged. Are you part of that 70%? Possibly. If you're not, when you leave work, are you spending that time when you leave work doing something you want to do and it will propel you forward? So I've had this conversation with many people. What would life look like in your perfect job if you could create your perfect job? And these are some of the responses. So I'd love for you to just ask yourself, what would I want in a perfect job? Would you want no boss, no alarm clock to have to wake up to, no discrimination? That happens even in today's age a little too much. No employees. That could be a headache. No commute. Ooh, the commute can be brutal, guys. I see those lineups when I'm coming back from the gym in the morning, and I'm so thankful I'm not a part of it. Enjoying the people you work with. That's a big one. Personal growth. Do you have room for personal growth in the perfect job? Creating and doing something positive. Sometimes we don't have that option. Time freedom. There you go. Maybe you would love when you don't have to sign up for a 1 or a 2 week vacation. That's all you get. Unlimited income. How about that one? When bonuses are up to you, when salary isn't capped. How cool would that be? So I'm asking you tonight to just think outside the box. Let's think a little differently together here. It wasn't immediate for me to do this or to be able to think outside the box. I was very happy in my career. That might be you right now. But what if it wasn't about the 40-40 plan? Now, the 40-40 plan being working 40 years, 40 hours a week, and you're going to retire in a white picket fence happy life. There you go. There's sunshine every day because you did it. Well, sadly enough, that plan is broken. It's debunked. It's us really getting ingrained in our minds from a very young age that we should be worker bees, that we are supposed to listen to our teacher, get a good job, and when we get a good job, listen to our boss, and that retirement's going to happen. Well, sad enough to say, if you haven't been watching, there's a new economy out there, and corporate companies don't have loyalty to you. They can throw people out the window at 38 years. They don't care. Business is business. So the loyalty, they're not looking out for the little guy. So let's talk about those three areas right now. Wealth and time. Well, I feel like without enough wealth, therefore you don't get time. So to me, it kind of is incorporated in one. But what is wealth? Yes, I think health is wealth. Without it, you won't have much enjoyment in life. But what is true wealth? You see this gentleman on the right here, Robert Kiyosaki. He's a well-known best author. a best-selling author. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and another book called The Business of the 21st Century. This man is so successful, multiple businesses, and his passion now is to educate people about financial money mindset, blueprinting, and helping people really understand what's going on, because I feel like it's a top sector of individuals who are actually sitting there and laughing at those who don't get it. And we don't get taught this stuff in school. So he says wealth is the number of days you can survive without physically working and still maintain your standard of living. So let's break that down for a second. If your expenses are $4,000 a month and in your savings account right now you've got 12 grand, well, that means you're about 3 months or 90 days wealthy. So if you had to stop working tomorrow, or you lost your job, or God forbid you got in an accident and just couldn't show up to work, how long could you survive? What's in your savings account? Could you survive 5 months, 5 years, 5 minutes? A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they don't know otherwise, and they don't know there's another option. So that's what we're here to talk about, is the other option. Having a goal that you could create residual income, or we call it passive income, that's greater than your monthly expenses. Well, what is residual income anyway? If you're not familiar, say you're an actor and you do a Pepsi commercial. Well, Pepsi is going to keep paying you even after you spent that few hours and shot the 30-second commercial. They're going to keep paying you residual income because the work was done. So that's one way of thinking about what is residual income. But there are many sources to create residual or passive income. Money can work for you. Stocks, bonds, T-bills, money market. I'm talking interest on your savings accounts. This is fantastic because money works for you. But what I find the difficult part is you need the upfront money. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're not likely investing in 10 grand or more into some bonds and stocks and waiting for it to set up your retirement for you. Now, business working for you is another option. And there are a lot of great businesses out there today, especially with the internet and everything that's coming out. Some options are like real estate. You could do rentals. You could turn houses, royalties from books and music if you are talented. I even mentioned acting, software development, selling software or licensing it, owning vending machines. That's one. And then network marketing. Now, we're here tonight to introduce network marketing. And if you're not familiar with it, I'll tell you, it definitely is a vehicle, unlike the other ones where business are working for you, like real estate and needing a talent. You don't need the upfront investment. You don't have to buy the house to flip it or rent it. You don't need that level of investment. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, where anybody can start creating residual income on their own time, in the pockets of their life. So this guy, if you know him, I think he's pretty brilliant, Mr. Bill Gates. He actually, when asked, said, if I would be given a second chance to start all over again, I would choose network marketing. Well, this guy's brilliant, and he already is in a corporate structure. His company's amazing. Hope you're working on some of his stuff right now. But he would do network marketing. He sees the glory in it. And now Robert Kiyosaki, which we just had mentioned about writing those books, he explains that the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for a job. So have you ever heard of getting a referral, or how do you get your foot in the door? You got to know a guy. Usually we work on a referral basis, even if we're looking for a job. You always are looking to your network to see what possibilities you have for growth. And luckily, someone in your network invited you here tonight. So let's check it out. But let's stop. Hang on. Wait. Because you might be saying, okay, I'm gonna close down this webinar. It's not what I expected. I don't want to do network marketing because that stuff's a pyramid. Isn't that what I've heard it time and time again? Well, is it a pyramid? No. But this is, right here is a pyramid. They're beautiful. Go see them when you start making that residual income. You can travel the world and go see the pyramids. Another pyramid that you're very, very used to, that you don't even realize you're a part of, is the corporate infrastructure. This pyramid here, the CEO at the top, his little right and left-hand mans, the presidents, the vice presidents, all the top executives, they are going to stay at the top until they die or resign. And those employees at the very bottom, they don't have the option of choosing to become the president, the CEO. They don't have the option when either of them die or resign to step into the position because they are stuck in the bottom of the pyramid as the base and foundation. And the men at the top are going to continue reaping the beautiful benefit of their efforts. This here is a pyramid. You might have seen it or live in it today. So instead, what I like to explain network marketing is a tree. Tree, if you have ever been around a very giant tree and you see the roots, I think it's beautiful. So if here you are the tree. You are a flexible, strong, amazing individual, and you start, what I find most of network marketing companies are product driven. If not, then hey, it might be a scheme and you can run away. So product driven, if you start enjoying a product in your life or consuming or reading or doing some form of something that really gets you going, you get really excited, well, nature takes toll and you start telling your friends because they want to know, why are you so excited? Why is there a shift in you? What's been going on? So referral-based marketing is actually what we all are doing. Well, if your friends catch hold and they love the experience as well, they're telling their friends and their friends and their friends. And you can see the trickle effect is that you're like a rooting system of a tree. You are growing deep and wide. And we call it referral-based or belly-to-belly, word of mouth marketing. Well, marketing is a scary word for people who don't want to, think of sales. Well, I don't find it to be sales at all. I find it to be sharing. So when's the last time you shared where the great dinner was you had in town, a new restaurant, a new movie? When your friend went and ate at that restaurant or went and saw that movie, did you get cash back from the company for referring them? No. Too often we are referring constantly. This is what we do in life, and we don't get rewarded. So all network marketing is finding any form of product that you actually get really passionate about, and then you start sharing. So what happens when all of the word of mouth happens? You start bearing fruit. Now, just like any well-watered, deep-rooted tree, you'll start bearing more and more fruit. And what these fruits become, and now let me explain to you, everyone in this family tree here starts getting the fruits themselves. Those fruits start becoming their dreams, individualized per person. This is actually a vehicle to propel you forward to your dream. It could be to create income for charity. It could be to create income for vacations or children's college. Everyone's dream, or why, I like to say, is very different. But this is a vehicle to get you there so that you're not having to get a second job or a third. And I really hear commonly that, I don't have a network. Oh, well, how would I do this? I'm not really into networks at all. Well, I'm sure you may have even seen tonight's webinar listed on one of these networks, or you have a lot of friends within these networks. If you've ever been on Facebook, Twitter, I know LinkedIn, YouTube, all these things, Pinterest, very common in your life currently. Little do you know, you can actually access people, create curiosity, have conversations, and start, creating money from home. It's pretty impressive in my world. So what you're doing is you're paying it forward. If you love something in your life and you don't share, I just call you stingy. So that's all I experience with what this is all about. You pay it forward to your friends. They are filled with love. They pay it forward to their friends. And even if it's not their friends, they pay it forward to individuals that come across their world. You get to work where you want. So long as you have a connection to the internet, you can choose. I feel that if you can have a phone, even if you don't have a computer, you can work off your phone just the same. We have smartphones now, and you get to choose with whom you want to work with. I find that to be the most exciting part of all of it. I actually every day get to work with my business partner, that little blondie right there. And that's what blesses my heart so much. And you get to learn from so many people involved. We are one community. It's support and love. Anyone can do this. So if you're asking yourself, well, does this really pertain to me? It's the only business where your past experience does not matter. It's your future that we care about. And it's a business of personal growth. So even if you're not there now or yet, I promise you, you're going to get there because we build each other up. It just has a compensation plan attached. Like I'd mentioned before, for every referral, for every action, there will be a blessing and reward. And with residual income, you do the work once and it continues to pay you. That's the fun part. So by the time you really reach that level of personal growth, you have a very nice paycheck as well. Flexible time investment. It could be part-time or full-time, depending on what time freedom you have currently and what you want to see happen. A lot of people start part-time, but their job, they want to free themselves of their current job. And so they desire to go full-time, and that's what they accomplish. It just takes a few focused hours. Here's some criteria. If this all sounds good to you, you know, I'd love to hear from you in the chat box, of course, but if this sounds good, it's a big thing to decide which company would be the best for you to partner up with. And what I have found are the 4 criteria to look at are products. You got to enjoy the product. Compensation. How does it pay you? And how does it pay your team? That's huge in my world. How is it going to pay the people I bring in and partner with? And is there support? And what's the timing? Is this good timing for this particular product, for this modality? So when I found this company, the one we're presenting to you tonight, what I discovered of the products were phenomenal because there are no compromised ingredients. And being a trainer, I was very strict on clean everything, clean food, clean skincare, clean anything, because I knew health was number one for me. Emotional products that transform people's worlds much more than their bodies. Transformational, I just said that. They are transforming, and they're consumable. You know, there are a lot of companies who don't have consumable products. There are only so many shades of lipstick you can own, only so many types of things to bake a pizza on. But if a product is consumable and you run out at the end of the month, you have a consumer, a client, a customer, whatever you want to call them, a friend who wants more of it, and they're going to order more. And what does that do to your residual income? It makes it constant. It's a beautiful thing. Now, compensation, what I love about this particular company is it's not an MLM. If you're not familiar with that word MLM, it means multi-level marketing. It's very common in the network marketing industry that there are multi-levels, and after a certain level down, it just breaks away. You don't get paid on anybody else that came into your business. And in my opinion, it's a broken infrastructure. So this one is not. It's actually binary, which just means 2 teams, not 12 across and 10 down. It's just 2. And infinite. Infinite really means that, infinite. So even when you die, you can will it to your loved ones. It's that infinite. Every Monday there's a paycheck. That paycheck will keep on giving so long as you will your business to those you love. And there's no cap on income. No ceiling whatsoever. You invest your time, your effort, you get paid for it. The support is crucial. Built-in tools and systems in this company, I find it to be so ABC 1, 2, 3. Anyone can do it. We've got systems in place. If you plug into the system, you're successful. Training, not only nationally, internationally as well. We have trainings everywhere throughout the year, including online virtual streaming training, including in your back office area. You can even do it in your own time, all around. The $30 million website is accessible for every single person, including consumers, because mostly the consumers are the ones having great results, and then they very quickly start referring to their friends, because that's what we do by nature, and they get to share the same website as anyone who wants to build a business and share the same information and get blessed just the same. And the culture I find to be phenomenal. It's truly a family. That family tree I showed you, that is what it is. You cannot show up to an event with 16,000 people and really not know whose team is on whose team, because everyone's smiling and everyone's giving hugs. So if you don't like to smile and have a good time, maybe this one's not for you, because we really do have a good time here. And then timing, let's talk about that. We have solutions in this company, anti-aging being one of them. And right now it is a $679 billion market. So the timing for that is incredible. Baby boomers really do set trends, and they are looking to be youthful forever. Fitness and performance, that was my industry, and it is huge. $390 billion industry. And that's not going to slow down. If anything, it's only getting better because more and more science is done around fitness and performance. And then lastly, nutrition and weight loss. When's the last time someone told you they wanted to lose a few pounds or feel a little better, or they're on a diet? Well, that's a $277 billion industry. So all three of those combined are in one company. That's why I found this to be a phenomenal vehicle for me. I'm interested in those things: healthy living, youthful living. And so what this company is called Isogenics. Now, we say it's solutions to transform lives because you're going to see a lot of photos and everything. It's not just a weight loss company. If you have heard of this company before, that maybe is what you think of it as. We are actually a health and wellness company with many solutions to transform lives. Our vision is to impact world health, free people from physical and financial pain, in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. And we are on our way. Our co-founder, Kathy Coover, her view and mission is to create more 6- and 7-figure income earners than any other company. And oh my goodness, I can't wait for you to hear Joni's story. We are solutions-based: weight loss, energy, performance, and youthful aging, and hello, wealth creation. So if you're sitting here today and maybe the wealth creation doesn't feel a good fit for you now, well, what other things might fit for you? Because that's what I find. So many people come to our company to find a solution, and your life's going to change. You're going to have more ownership of your life, even if it's in the health spectrum. We've got real people creating real results. We're combating malnutrition. You can eat as many bowls of spinach and clean food as you want in a day. You're still malnourished, bottom line, until you start to flood a lot of nutrients into your body. I say dense nutrition, a lot of nutrition and a little bit of calories. And this stuff is pure. So we face and combat malnutrition. We combat toxicity. So if you are not familiar with visceral fat, you'll see it on the right person here, 250 pounds. The yellow and orange stuff around their organs and heart is visceral fat. Well, we combat that. It's the first to go. It's pretty incredible and impressive. I'm not going to go in the science. I'm not going to go into the ingredients. What I'm going to tell you is, as this is why I also chose this company, it's no soy, no gluten, no compromised ingredients. It's lactose free. We've got vegan options. The cleansing does much more than just transform your body and eliminate belly fat. You start to become alive and energized again. People who want to put on lean muscle, well, there's a solution. It's the same protein we use for dropping weight as gaining weight, gaining positive lean weight, instead of just adding in extra calories and working yourself off in the gym. Now, what you essentially do is you consume the product, you enjoy it, you believe in it. People are going to say, why are you looking so good? And you're going to say, let me refer you, because it's a referral-based business. Look at the smiles and the joy that comes back in people's eyes. So in this business, I love our top income earner here, Jimmy Smith. He says, when I found there was a business where I could spend a few $100 to get started, eat my overhead, become healthy, I can fail 90% of the time and become obscenely wealthy. What do you think I said? I could do this. We call him Jimmy the Butcher because for 40 years he was a butcher. And when he saw what Isogenics had to offer, of course he jumped on board. And between him and his 2 daughters, the 3 of them have made ghastly amounts of money, and they are the top income earners. But I think you came here for some social proof. You came here for this beautiful woman here, Joni Brewer. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Really excited to have Joni with us. Joni, you truly blessed me that you are here. Let me just quickly introduce Joni. She's a mother of 3 grown boys, and she's a nana already of some amazing grandchildren. Married to her high school sweetheart, Todd, for now 38 years, which is incredible. She's been in Isogenics for over 12 years now, and she became the 30th millionaire in our company. Her awards include the Spirit of Isogenics, Above and Beyond Woman of the Year in 2009, and the Personal Growth Award. She has held the seat in the Field Advisory Board on the Millionaire Panel. She is a heart of gold, and you're going to learn that very quickly. So, Joni, again, thank you. Will you just, share with everyone how Isogenics appeared in your life and what the journey has been?
Okay. Well, thank you, KJ. This is great. Well, just like many of you, it was a friend. It was a friend who told me, and she was so passionate, and she knew that it could be an answer for something that I needed. She knew that I had dealt with weight my entire life. And so she was all excited, and I was not nice. I was so not nice. I said no, I was not interested. I didn't want to hear it. And for, to explain that is that I had dieted, my whole life had been dieting and cheating, dieting or cheating, dieting. And I was 45 when she told me, and I was exhausted. And things were not great in my life. And so it just wasn't my timing. But the key to that is for everybody is just love people where they're at. And she never let go. She didn't hound me. She was not obnoxious. She didn't do any of that. She was just there for when I was ready. And, I don't think that I can talk as quickly as you just did an eloquent presentation. It was wonderful. But if I'm going to tell a story and give people a little bit of heart right now, for me, I had an embarrassing moment. And that embarrassing moment caused me to be in reality long enough to give her a call. And so that's what I did. I called her up and I said, okay, I'm ready for your stuff. Because my youngest boy is my shortest boy, and he played basketball. And it was a senior parent night. And Todd and I lived in a very small community of about 10,000 people. We were the first graduating class of the high school. Just that small town, feeling. And when my son was playing basketball on his last senior game, it's like, God and the whole community is at the game. And so here I'm standing next to my very handsome husband and my very athletic, beautiful son. And I was bigger than I had ever been. And I just ruined that moment because I was telling myself, Joni Brewer, what are you doing? So I called her. And I really teach that to people, that there is a window of reality. And so most people live in denial, whether it be financial problems, physical problems, emotional problems, whatever it may be. They live in denial just to exist. And that's what I was doing. And I really was born happy. And I had just lost it. And so when I had enough pain for that reality window to open, I called her. I said, I'm ready for your stuff. And she came down and brought the product the very next day. So she empowered me to keep my reality window open. And so that's the gift that we get to give people. And so with that, she brought it down. She told me how successful she was being, because I had said no for 21 months. And when you're building an organization, I could have had 1,800 people in my organization had I said yes when she first told me. But I didn't. But it didn't matter, because when I got on that product, followed it to the letter, and I wasn't a happy camper. I was a whiny, complaining little person because I was not healthy. I was at my heaviest, and I didn't really like it. And I hate to say that to people, because now I love it. I love doing a cleanse day. I love the clarity. I love that sharpness that it gives you. And I absolutely tell people, after you've done a 2-day cleanse, you look in the mirror and you just feel pretty. I mean, you feel pretty. I tell my guys that, and the girls that, I tell all of them that. And so with that, I got it very quickly. I've been in the weight loss industry in my past, because I had lost weight 1 million times. And so I knew that people wouldn't forget it. If they experienced and did a system, they would never forget the results. And so that was the power that I knew. And so I learned the compensation plan. I tell people now that they need to learn it and love it, just like they do doing a 2-day cleanse. Love the results. And so for us, just to give a little clarity, my husband worked at a sawmill for 30 years. His dad worked there for 40. My grandpa worked there for 53. His uncle worked there for, I think, 40. And it was just a small town mentality. our world was small. Todd and I were good. We were happy. We had 3 kids, and life was good but hard. And we lived beyond our means. I mean, I'll just tell, God, I don't know how many, this is probably going out to way more people than I thought it was going to. But the thing is, we lived beyond our means. We were paycheck to paycheck people. And sometimes in this business, you get people like yourself that are smart enough to get that and open-minded enough to get it. But sometimes you get people like me who we just tell ourselves we need something. And this made sense to me. And so I dove in and I kept it very simple. I knew that it was possible because other people did. And so that's all I needed. And it made sense. It was clean, just like the things that you needed to be. And I didn't make it any more difficult than that. And I love the compensation structure because it only empowered me to be successful when I empowered others to be successful. And so in our short journey, I think 12 years is short because I know how big this company is going to be. And I know the potential that's happening all around. And I love the fact that we educate people about the industry because you definitely want to be with a solid company. You definitely want to be with people that have a plan, have a focus, and they checked off all their want lists. They wanted to create more 6 and 7 figure income earners. They're doing it. They wanted to be, to teach people to give back. They wanted to empower their distributor force to be better. They've done all these things that are really good. And I like being a part of that. In the very beginning, it was hard for me to envision when they talk about the largest health and wellness company in the world. That was too big for me. But what I bought into was that there was 1 million blenders a day going. We would be $1 billion a year company. But 1 million blenders a day meant that 1 million people were having at least one perfect meal a day. And my heart, I bought into that. And I also protected myself when I knew people would kind of ping me about network marketing. I knew that financial stress was just as damaging as physical stress. And so I surrounded myself with that suit of armor that I knew that I was doing a good thing. And it has proven very true. And we have probably, 17 or 18 millionaires that we have helped indirectly or directly helped in our business, which I'm very proud of. My husband wanted us to move from Shelton, which was very difficult for me to do because I had lived there for 58 years. We were born in an even smaller town. In fact, Todd and I were born by the same doctor in a town called McClary, which was even smaller. And he wanted to move here, and I told him that if I was going to do that, because it was very difficult for me to commit to that I needed a take your breath away view. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the computer just to see if we can maybe do that and show people what I get to see out my office. My office used to be in a basement. And so I don't know if you can see. Can we see that?
Oh, we can see it.
Really pretty awesome. But I've decided it's not a take your breath away view. It's a feed my happy view. It feeds me every day. It makes me very grateful and very appreciative of all the people that I have met, that I've learned, that I've got to work with. And I hope people who are taking a look can see the common sense with Isagenix, the need for what Isagenix has brought to the market. And, you talk to whoever's shared it with you, because the other things that you need to know, they'll share it with you if you let them know what you want. And sometimes you might not even need to, know what you want. But if you can just get the basics down, people need what we have. Whether they're 2 or 102, whether they're fat, whether they're thin, whether they're, young, old, whatever, sports-minded, not sports-minded, everyone needs to do a beautiful system with Isagenix and then fall in love with having that in their lifestyle. And so those are the wonderful blessings that Isagenix can give people. And I'll wrap that up with my story. If that has answered enough for you, then I will just wrap that up and say, with all the things that you hear with Isagenix, all the before and afters, all of the beautiful, wonderful stories that you can hear or see, how many stories do you need to hear before you write your own? I just found that slide from a friend, and it really makes me passionate to say that, because My husband worked 10-hour days, two 10-minute breaks, and a 30-minute lunch. And at 49, he was yelled at by a foreman for not having his safety goggles on. And I'm telling you, there are people that live in those kind of situations every day right now, and that we can change that in just such a short period of time, because people aren't afraid of hard work. They're afraid of what they don't know. And so when they can go side by side with somebody who gives them belief and passion until they get it themselves, I'm all over that.
Oh, Joni, thank you. And you just touched upon what I wanted to kind of bring up myself is, we hear this, we hear your story, and it's phenomenal. I'm my breath's taken away by that view. So that is definitely a happiness view, and what got you there is well worth all those lives. Now, when people are listening and they are like, yeah, well, what about me? Can I do that? You just touched on it right at the end, the thing about belief. Can you kind of touch on that quickly? Because I think a lot of people who are just now getting exposed to both network marketing and Isagenix are like, yeah, I can work hard, but I don't foresee myself as you or successful in this. Can you kind of touch upon belief for me real quick?
I think that when we have grounded belief in anything, it can propel us to go forward. And there's 5 areas in our profession that I believe are critical for success. I believe that the 5 areas of belief that you need to earn is belief in our products. And you can get that very simply by your own experience. Get on the product, treat them like gold, and follow it to the letter. We would say things like cleanse like a champ, just be a rock star. And so actually you do that and you have belief in product. So that's an easy one for me. Number 2 is belief in our company. And if you're with anyone that's been in the company for a length of time, you can hear the actual original story of how it all came about. And it's pretty powerful to see that how it's all playing out. And I have been in the company for 12 years. The company's been around for 14. I have never seen impeccable work ethics like our owners. I'm blown away by that. And the incredible brain of John Anderson, and the wonderful fact they have 50 scientists on staff. I mean, it's just, what's happening is crazy, but it's all necessary and needed, and because they're following their vision. The third area of belief that needs to be grounded is the profession of network marketing. And to me, if done properly, it's the best and most natural way of doing business ever. You can have people in your organization that, if they're coachable and willing, can change the lives of themselves and others. And when I first came in, my girlfriend and I were sitting at our dining room table, and I was telling her that Shauna, who had enrolled me, was making, I think she was making $5,000 or $6,000 a month. Now that might not sound like very much to some of you, but to me it would have been earth-shattering to do that. And so what happened is, in striving to do that, but what you need to remember as a leader is that once you reach what you think you want, you have to stay in the game, because you want to help people that you've shared it with. And when I kept helping others, my income, I call it gangster money, crazy money. It just got crazy, because of doing the right thing. And how I would say is our compensation plan in network marketing industry is the network marketing industry is strictly a different form of distribution. That's it. Our products had to be verbally explained. And so it would have been such a waste for them not to. And who better to explain it than someone who's used it? So network marketing, I love it if done correctly, which Isagenix is doing hands down. The fourth area of belief is the compensation structure. And to me, they have been incredibly generous and changing and adding, not changing, but adding to it all the time. And so everyone who's like, I came in 12 years ago, and the people who come in now just have it better and better and better and better. And so that's the other one. The wild card is the number 5th belief, and that's you. That is you. We don't know your work ethic. We don't know your belief level. We don't know any of that. But I tell people, tell 5 things that you love about you. What are 5 things that you love about you? Find your strength. Find who you are. What do you bring to the party? I brought happy, and I brought confidence. And my confidence was earned. I earned my confidence by attending events. And events are how this business works. We hear different verbiage. We hear somebody's different take on something. We learn another story that can land on our heart. We hear these things. And the thing that our company has done, because so many people in our company, about 192 people, have earned over $1 million, and some are making $1 and $2 million a year. They have worked so hard at the personal growth area to teach people about giving back. We've given back $5 million to Make-A-Wish. I mean, all the things that they're doing, you're not going to hear those things always unless you are with a connected leader. And if you aren't with a connected leader, then you become the connected leader. And so those are the 5 areas of belief, bar none, that are the most important for success in this industry.
Thank you. And I love that you said the confidence is earned.
Yeah.
I also believe the belief
Yeah.
is earned. Like you maybe are going to start with just belief in product, and that's enough.
Yeah.
And so long as you do plug in, and so long as you are coachable and work with the person who brought you here, they are a leader and you become a leader. I think it's amazing. Joni, you're amazing. So I just want you to be able to wrap it up with just everyone who's watching here. If you just had one thing you could leave them with, what would that be?
Well, I'm going to do 2.
2 things. Okay, very good.
One of the, and this is, you might not be considered a positive, but it is. The fear that I have, because this profession is becoming more accepted and people are taking a look, they might rush too quickly to research a company. You need to land in a good company. And there have only been 6 that have done $500 million in sales a year or more. And we are one of those 6. And we have only been around for 14 years. So there is some due diligence to do, but there also is a trust factor. And if you have someone that has had success and you trust them, then I would take that leap of faith. The other thing that I would add is that it doesn't take the world to build a successful organization. It just takes a few who get it, and you want to hang out together. So you gotta love the people that say no, because they might say yes later. I did. And so, but anyway, the opportunity is there, and I feel so blessed to be able to give back to my husband, Todd, for 30 years of working in a mill, and that he retired in 2007. So this entire place was built on, I say, the house built on shakes, you know. Anyway, but thanks for having me tonight. It was fun. It's always nerve-wracking for me to do it, but I'm so proud of myself. This is my first webinar.
I'm so blessed. I literally am so blessed when I asked you to be my guest and you just right away said yes. I mean, for everyone watching, that's the culture we have. Joni and I, she's not my financial sponsor. Like, we're not a financial link. We are all here because we're on one mission, and that is to impact world health. And it starts with one person who you're going to introduce and invite it, and their person, their people. It's a network. And so we do work together as one family. I know we call it the one team culture, and we're all so blessed by it. And oh, thank you, Joni. I will go ahead and mute out. I see the clock, guys. You guys are phenomenal. Hang in there. We got a couple more slides. We're going to wrap this up really quickly. Unless you're like, sign me up, it's time to go. I mean, that really is it. I just want to share with you quickly. We're not going to stand here too long because I want to get through this. Just look at the twinkle in her eye in the after photos. That's what I really see, such a difference in her world. And you heard it in her voice. Now, Joni was proof enough for me. I'm not sure if you need more proof than that, but we do have clinical proof. We've got 2 published studies. One that is done separating isogenics intermittent fasting with just the natural protocol of intermittent fasting using a placebo. What are the differences? How does your body respond when using our nutrient-rich cellular-based products that actually impact your body on a cellular level versus using juicing and teas, that thing? That's an amazing study. Now, the other one is a study where everyone got to do isogenics for 11 straight weeks. They got crazy results, but then people always ask, what happens after? Well, they did a continued study, separated the groups and said, half of you get to do 1 shake a day. The other half, you got to go into whole food eating. Well, I'll tell you, across the board for the remainder of the year-long study, isogenics wiped it clean on the results, 4 times more in continued fat loss. It's amazing what happens. If you need your hands on these, again, you'll ask people, the person who introduced you to this, for those links. Now, your partners in isogenics, they are stable. Over a decade of financial growth and stability, over $4 billion in cumulative sales. And now in 2015 alone, $900 million. Joni had just said we are one of the 6 network marketing companies in the health and wellness industry that has created more than $500 million annually. Well, I'm telling you, there are thousands of network marketing companies out there. There are thousands that get started each year. Not all of them survive. Not only have we survived, we are in the top ranks. Number 22 ranked globally in direct selling news. 9 consecutive years voted into Inc. 5000, and we're published in many magazines. Oxygen right there, that beautiful girl, Lori Harder, she's one of our Isogenics millionaires herself. She saw these products and knew what they would do, not only for her body, but she was her own sponsor on those stages. What does Isogenics do? They pretty much do everything. That's why this is an easy plug-into system. They're going to do the research and development, licensing. They do the events and the support for all of your teams. You just got to plug people in. Isogenics provides the training and the support and the tools. They facilitate all purchases. A lot of network marketing companies, the taboo back in the day, I'm talking probably 10, 15 years ago, maybe even longer, was that you have to fill up your closets and garage with like products and sell it to your neighbors. Well, no, you don't touch product. You let people sign up their own wholesale account online, somewhat like Amazon, but Costco style, that's wholesale. So you've got your own portal that you log in, you shop, you hit send, the box comes to your door. So people ask me, oh, can I get this? Well, I say, well, I consume my product. I can get you yours. Let's get you an account set up. Now, they do everything from accounting and payouts. This takes the headache out of owning your own business. All you have to do is use the products. I say become a product of the product. Have faith and belief in the product, like Joni mentioned. You recommend the products because that's what's natural. When you're feeling alive and amazing and you just lost 4 inches off your waist, well, I think your girlfriends around you are going to call you stingy, and they might call you uglier words than that if you don't share. Now, then you're going to identify business partners. And to be honest, almost every person you talk to comes to Isogenics for the product, period. But then they find this love and passion, or they find that people naturally are asking what's going on. So naturally, cha-ching, cha-ching, the money comes because they can't avoid. They're not going to say, I don't know why I'm looking so good, because again, that'd be so rude and stingy, but they're going to share. And so identify the people who want this, who want something more, who are driven, who are like you, and you create business partners and you bring them up with you. You can start locally and you build globally. We are in 13 different countries. We're opening in another in the first quarter. Hang tight. It's going to be an exciting one. So the bottom line, this is it, guys. It's about you. Where are you in your life? Is it the ideal situation? Well, we are solutions-based, not only with weight loss and all those good things I talked about, but we're solution-based for your goals, your needs, and your budget. There's no right and wrong way to get started. There's no black and white. It's not cookie cutter. Do you fit into this square if you're a circle? It is about you. Are you ready to make a shift in your life? And in whichever area that you might be lacking, health, time, or money, are you ready to do something about it? Nothing's more expensive than a missed opportunity. So this opportunity is knocking right now. You showed up to this webinar for a reason. Just as Joni had said, how many success stories do you need to hear before you write your own? You are powerful. And if no one's told you that, I'm telling you right now, the person who invited you to this webinar knows how powerful, beautiful, and important you are. So are you worth it? I think so. And I would love to see you in our community with whoever you sign up with. We are all one culture, one community, one team, and we are here to embrace you, lock arms, and celebrate your success with you. Joni, if you want to unmute your mic, we're just going to say goodbye to everybody. I thank everyone for being here, Joni, and thank you for being here.
Oh, you're just amazing. And this was a my very first webinar, live webinar like this. And I want to just thank everybody who took the time to invest the time for themselves, because this is part of it. This is what is, going to take you to answer questions for yourself and your whole family. So I hope you all get on. And if you're rocking out a cleanse day today, good job.
Yeah. Good job for showing up and sticking around. And thank you. Everyone have a beautiful night again. We really appreciate you being here with us. Take care.